God, don't you just love it when you record a video about a topic and you feel like you've covered every single detail of it, and then just before you're about to upload it, the bloke goes on national television and now you've got to do a part 2. Like, I didn't talk about this Mizzy guy for a good few days, right? Because I wanted to see, like, everything that would happen so I could make, like, one entire video talking about the topic and covering every little detail. And then just as I feel like I've given enough time for everything to happen, he went on fucking Piers Morgan out of all shows. So yeah, it turns out we are doing a part 2, and I'm reacting to Mizzy's response to this, like, whole entire situation and seeing how this interview goes, because I haven't seen it yet. But before we get into that, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, because I'm trying to reach 400k and we're really close right now. So if you do want to help out, that'd be great. But yeah, just a very brief rundown on the whole situation in case you haven't seen, because like I said, I did just upload a video literally yesterday on this topic. Well, I say it went up yesterday, but as I'm recording this video, it still isn't out yet. So I'm recording a part 2 before I've even uploaded the first part, which is a bit odd. But if you haven't seen that video, Mizzy has recently went viral because he was doing some pranks on his TikTok account, and I use the word pranks very loosely because it involves stuff like going in people's houses without their permission, going up to random strangers on the street and telling them, oh, do you want to die? I'll pull it out right now, insinuating you're going to take out like a gun or a knife or something. And then another prank where he pretends to steal someone's dog and then runs off with the dog. Yeah, as you can tell, bit of a dickhead, right? And clearly this backlash has got so big that he's now on national television on Piers Morgan's show called, what is it, Uncensored? Yeah, right, let's react to this. Right now, quickly, before we get into the reaction, I do have a quick update from Mizzy himself, and as you can probably imagine, it's not really a good one. So I filmed this video yesterday, I was just getting ready to do my next video, and then I saw on Twitter that Mizzy has been arrested again.
Huh?
No, let's go.
Come on, let's go. I'm just going to explain the allegation to you, which is that you've got uploaded 2 TikTok videos, or 2 Twitter videos on 25th of May.
When I first saw this video, I didn't know if it was real or not. Like, obviously, the police officer's not wearing uniform, but he could just be, like, an undercover police officer. And then also in the back of my mind, I was thinking, like, this is Mizzy we're talking about here, right? I definitely wouldn't put it past him to fake this. But then news articles started coming out, and it turns out this has actually been confirmed by the Met Police themselves. After this morning's arrest, which he filmed and put on his Twitter page, a spokesman for Met Police said, on Friday, the 26th of May, officers arrested an 18-year-old man on a suspicion of breach of a criminal behavioural order. He has been taken into custody, inquiries are ongoing. Now, I can only assume that this breach of a court order that they're talking about here is the fact that Mizzy isn't allowed to film people without consent anymore. And judging by the fact that it seems like he was arrested on top of an Iceland, which is a food store here in the UK, I assume he has been out filming people and like harassing people again, and now he has been taken into custody. Now, I have no idea what the punishment's going to be for this, because if we're being honest, we all thought that the punishment should have been higher in the first place than like a £360 fine, but he has now went against a court order, which to me sounds quite serious. But yeah, it's just Mizzy being a fucking idiot again. I mean, he can't stay out of trouble for like 1 day after he says that he's remorseful for what he did. It just makes zero sense. But yeah, let's see what actually happens to Mizzy, and who knows, we might end up doing a part 3.
London's Met Police announced they were looking for Mizzy, real name Bakari Bronzagaro. The law caught up with him, and today he was fined £365 and given a criminal behaviour order, which is supposed to ban him from posting to social media without the written permission of the people in his videos. You might think that's not much of a punishment.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking right now. I know in my last video when I was speaking about this situation, I said I don't really think he's going to be punished anywhere near what it should be, but I didn't think it'd be that light. A £365 fine, which I believe is about $400, and that he also now has to get permission of all the people he puts in his videos. Like, is that it? He literally went up to someone, threatened them, and said he was going to kill them, basically. He also went into someone's house without their permission and scared the family when they had kids downstairs, and then he pretended to steal someone's dog. Like, what? Like, I don't actually understand. Like I said, I knew the punishment was going to be very light, but genuinely, that is way below than what I was expecting.
All right, well, good evening to you.
Hello, Piers. Long time no see.
God, I really don't like it, man. Like, fucking hell. I don't know why. He's just so unlikable, isn't he? You've got all this backlash because you've been a knobhead, and you're doing stuff like pretending you're going to kill somebody, and now you're on national television with your chance to show remorse and apologise, and you open it up by going, hello, Piers. Yeah, something tells me he's not going to come across very well in this.
Last time I hopped on your thing with my friend.
Oh, that's right, you appeared in the background, didn't you? When we were doing an interview,
mate.
Okay, well, I'm not your mate. What I am is an interviewer.
God, do you know what's going to be incredible about this interview? Is that Mizzy is somehow going to make Piers Morgan look likeable. So yeah, I'm actually going to give a trigger warning right now. This video might contain someone actually agreeing with what Piers Morgan says. I realise that might be quite shocking.
What has been motivating you to terrorise the people around where you live?
Good question.
I
Let's
wouldn't
hear
really
it.
call it terrorizing. I'll just call it more having fun.
But yeah, no, that's exactly what it is, mate. Going up to someone and saying, do you want to die? And I'll pull it out, pretend you're going to pull out a gun and a knife is really, really fun. Scaring someone that you're going to steal their dog. Really, really fun. Entering someone's house when their family's downstairs with literal children just roaming around the house. Really fun. Couldn't think of anything more enjoyable.
I apologise. You see this situation that blew up on the internet, the walking into random houses? The next day, I apologised to the woman because I felt bad, innit?
God, you're such a nice guy. Okay, I mean, it's kind of a good start. Let's listen what he says.
Deeper than social media, like, it went deeper than social media. That's why I didn't record it. She recorded me apologising to her.
I mean, you were more than happy to record the part where you actually entered their home, like, illegally, and scared their whole entire family. That part was fine being on camera, but apparently it's now more than social media.
She recorded me apologising to her. I told her sorry, and she explained that she was terrified because her children were in the house. And I understood
What were you
it.
doing in the house?
What was I doing in the house? I don't know, it was a stupid video. Like, I got peer pressured to say it. I don't want to say it like in that way, but...
Well, somebody else's fault.
Yeah, I mean, what a great way to take zero accountability. Apparently he got peer pressured. I mean, to me, it just seems like a group of lads that find this very, very funny. And if this is solely down to peer pressure, what's the excuse for the other videos? You know, the countless amount of videos where you're just terrorizing people and being a nuisance and actually scaring people for dear life. Like, what's your excuse there? Is it still peer pressure? Yeah, don't buy it for a single second.
You went through their door, right? But it's not your house. You're not supposed to be in there.
Oh, no shit.
You are causing a lot of alarm to that poor woman and to her children who are in the house.
What were these facial expressions here? Was that like his brain trying to process his next sentence?
Causing a lot of alarm to that poor woman and to her children who are in the house.
I mean, he looks scared, right? But then he goes on to just say something really, really stupid. So I don't really understand what's going on here.
Elderly woman and take her dog away and traumatise her.
For the story about that,
hang on.
hang on.
Finished.
Let
No,
me
you
speak.
no.
Yeah, because
You've been doing-
no. Let me speak.
No.
Let me speak. No.
I'm going to tell you.
Let me
what
talk
you-
about that situation
No, for the
before you
viewers,
even go into that.
wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't think anyone thought this was going to be a very productive conversation, to say the least. I feel like this might be a tough listen.
For the viewers,
Wait a minute.
For the viewers who
Wait a
don't know
minute.
what you've
Hold
done,
up.
I'm going to tell
Hold
them.
up, because
No,
you
you
can see it on
hold on.
TV right now.
No, you
You
can
see it on
hold
TV
on.
right now.
I'm
It's
explaining.
going viral everywhere.
I'm
They
explaining.
already know what's been happening.
Don't just keep
going
talking
on?
like an idiot. Right? Don't.
Okay, now, how old is this guy, man? I refuse to believe he's an adult. He's 18! He's way too old to be acting like this. He's genuinely acting like a 14-year-old, and that's being generous.
You go up and you do these things. You take a dog from an elderly woman. You leapfrog.
Why is he shaking his head
over
as if
the
it didn't
top of
happen?
An Orthodox Jewish man standing at the side of the road, minding his own business. You go up to women in the street and say, "Do you want to die?"
It wasn't a woman, it was a man.
Wow, that makes it okay. Oh, honestly, he's innocent. Like, let's forget about the whole situation. I mean, it was a group of people. I think it was 3 people, if I remember. I mean, the video was quite dark, but it doesn't matter. You still went up to a group of people and said, do you want to die? And then insinuated you're going to take out a gun and a knife or whatever. Like, realistically, the gender doesn't matter. You were threatening people, pretending you're going to kill them, for fuck's sake.
There was
You did
maybe
this
a
too.
woman there, but I only say it to the man.
There was women there, but I only said it to the man. I mean, that's a great defense, isn't it?
Do you get your kicks out of doing that?
Not necessarily, but you could say that this whole public outroar just makes me laugh because people are getting hurt over something that didn't happen to them.
What? What a stupid take. This guy is an actual moron. People are getting offended by something that didn't happen to them. Like, you could say that about, like, 99% of situations in the world. Like, should we just not care? Like, obviously, I'm going to the very extreme end here, right? But say if something really, really horrible happens, like a fucking shooting, but it doesn't involve you, it's on the other side of the world. Do you just not care? Eh? Use your brain. It's almost like most people actually care about other people's feelings. Like, if you're really putting someone through that and scaring them and making them think that you're gonna get killed, it's almost like most people would have a problem with that, regardless of if it's happened to them. Why is that so hard to understand? I don't even know why I'm trying to, like, argue my point here, because I'm literally talking to a fucking brick wall at this point, but I mean, yeah, that was the worst take he's given so far.
Everyone acts like they have this persona like they don't care, social media is a facade, this, that, and the other, but when me comes out and does the mad thing, everyone has something
It's
to
not
say.
a mad thing.
Oh, it's a mad thing, mate. Yeah, that's a great excuse. Also, he says, like, oh, people have this opinion that social media is a facade. Like, this isn't something that just happened on social media. These are situations that happen in real life that just so happen to be recorded and put on social media.
No.
You already said it was the mad thing.
Yeah, I don't think Piers Morgan said it was a mad take. Alright? I don't feel like that sentence would ever come out of his mouth.
All
Right,
right.
you're jumping on Jewish people.
See, I was
right, who
jumping
are
on
already.
Jewish people. Hold up, wait
Yeah,
a minute,
you
wait
did.
a minute, no, stop.
You did.
Cool, it was a Jewish person, cool. But there was a trend going around on TikTok called 300. I've done this to numerous people, black people, white people, age, any types of people. I don't discriminate.
Also, that makes it fine, does it? Eh? You jumped on him, but you also jumped on other people. So that makes it sound like, oh my god, I'm losing brain cells trying to listen to this bloke. I also love how Pierce just mentioned like 5 or 6 like really horrible things he did, and then all of a sudden he had an excuse for just one of them and thought like that was good enough to bring up. Like, what about the other stuff then?
Targeting anybody in that
What
manner.
would you mean, why am I targeting anyone? It was a trend. It was a trend. I just done it for a trend.
Yeah, who cares if it's a fucking trend? Regardless if it's trending on TikTok, alright? Regardless if it's a hashtag, there's some things you don't do. Like, how stupid do you have to be to just think, oh, because it's trending on a social media app, that means that I have to do it now? What is going on here? Like, sorry, I'm trying to make sense of it, and it's really, really difficult.
I just think you're an idiot.
Oh, thank you. I think you're an idiot too.
Piers Morgan is an idiot, to be fair, but he actually looks really good compared to Mizzy, which is really difficult to do.
I care about the fact that you've been terrorising all these people for a sustained period of time. I also care about the fact you've only got a tiny fine today, no deterrent to you whatsoever. You don't show any real remorse. You don't really care, do you?
The UK laws are weak, simple as. And that's not, the UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's not my fault.
What, and that makes it okay? Like, what is he going on about? He's allowed to do all these horrible things because the UK laws are weak. But he is right. If this is actually the standard, then the UK laws are very, very weak.
Do any of your family condemn what you do?
No, of course not. Like, obviously...
They think it's all perfectly normal.
No, there's certain videos that they'll be like, no, you can't be doing that. Like, especially just walking into the random houses one. Certainly not. But that was more of a spur of the moment thing. I just got egged on and my ego got a hold of me.
Okay, but if that's true, why are you still going on about it like this? And why were you posting on your fucking YouTube videos being like, oh, I've manifested this. I've now went viral. I'm gonna be famous and all this stuff. Like, you realize how them two things don't correlate? Like, you can't have remorse and then start bragging about the fact that you went viral because of this. That doesn't make sense.
It's all blew up out of proportion and I felt like bad. Personally.
I don't think you felt bad.
Okay, well you can say that. You can say that. I'm telling you.
I think you felt bad.
No, see, you're interrupting me. Why are you interrupting me? I'm talking.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm talking.
Can you actually imagine trying to have a conversation with this guy? Fucking hell. You would leave with a fucking migraine.
And that would have been another viral video. Whether it's hate or whatever. Literally, hate brings money. Hate brings likes. Hate brings views.
I mean, he says it brings money, but I highly doubt this guy has earned much money from doing these videos. Because from what I've seen, his YouTube wasn't actually doing unbelievably well, and mainly his views were coming from TikTok, right? And the TikTok pay is genuinely awful. Like, regardless if he's getting millions of views on it, it's not going to be more than probably just an average job. It'd probably actually be quite a bit less. So I don't actually understand this excuse here. Because I would be very shocked if brands were working with him. Like, what brand is going to work with fucking Mizzy? I don't understand.
It's not like I prefer to do the hateful stuff. It's just like, it's easier to do the hateful stuff.
Why are you laughing? You think
And
it's fun?
obviously, I don't think it's fun, but you're a funny person.
You do think it's funny?
You're a funny person.
You do. I've seen the videos. You do
Obviously,
think it's just really funny.
At the time, I think it's funny. My fan base thinks it's funny, and it's We Outside, innit? It's a movement.
We Outside is the movement. I mean, he literally went inside someone's home without permission, so I feel like that kind of goes against your message, mate.
I'm the most hated person on the internet right now.
No, you're not.
Yes,
Most people
am.
don't know who you are.
Okay then, whatever you say, innit? Whatever you say.
Most people watching this will have never heard of you. And
Whatever
care
you
even
say.
less.
Well, now they are. You just brought it to me. Now they are.
They'll just
Now
think. They'll
Now
just
they
look at the way you're
are.
behaving now, and they'll think, yeah, he's a complete moron.
All right, and you're a complete migrant.
Morgrant? What did he just say there?
You're a complete migrant.
Morgrant, oh god, you can't call someone stupid or a moron or whatever and then mispronounce the word. That goes against what you're saying! But yeah, Piers Morgan's right though, like, even though people probably do know who he is right now, like, I doubt they really know much about him, they just know him as the kid who tried stealing someone's dog and entering someone's home. Literally within a couple months, no one is gonna know who he is, because he's not allowed on social media anymore. So what else are you gonna do? People are just gonna move on and forget about him. So was it all really worth it at the end? Probably not, right?
What are you going to do now?
What am I gonna do now? Twitter, Mizzy is banned, and I'm gonna be on Twitch. Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, IRL streams, gaming streams, my Twitch.
Yeah, he's been banned on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, a lot, and thinks he's not going to get banned on Twitch. You are a fucking idiot. Twitch is like the strictest social media out of the bunch. Like, I give it maybe 2 weeks before he's got on there, and that's been very generous.
We're going to put both of ourselves out of this misery, and we'll just end it there, because
Yeah, I
you
think
are,
you should end it,
as I said at the
because, like,
start,
bro.
you're just a complete moron.
And so are you.
So until you
You just
stop being a
talk over
moron,
people, bro.
you will be
You just
treated
talk
like a
over
moron.
people, bro.
Oh my
You are
God.
Mizzy,
The man didn't really
the
know.
moron.
My head hurts.
For the
Boxing
record,
match
he
in
wasn't
August.
paid for this,
Boxing match in
obviously.
August.
I feel like
still
paying
going.
viewers, actually, if I've just
Keep
put up with
trying.
it.
Bloody hell. Well, I'm glad that's over, because that was genuinely probably the toughest watch that I've had on this channel in a long, long time. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I genuinely think I'd rather listen to 8 Passengers. And that's saying something. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on that whole whatever that was. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and goodbye.